What are some famous examples of castles and their histories? If you're curious about the grand and often tumultuous histories of some of the world's most famous castles, you're in the right place. Let's take a journey through time and explore some of these iconic structures. One of the most renowned castles is Windsor Castle in England. Built by William the Conqueror around 1070, it stands as the oldest and largest occupied castle in the world. Initially constructed as a motte and bailey castle, it was later transformed into a stone fortress by King Henry II and further expanded by King Edward III into a Gothic palace. This castle has been home to 39 British monarchs and is now the final resting place of Elizabeth II. Another notable castle is Windsor's counterpart in terms of historical significance, the Tower of London. Although not in Ireland, it's a great example of a castle's evolution. Built during the Norman conquest of England, it started as a military outpost and later became a royal residence. The Tower of London has a turbulent history, marked by numerous executions and power struggles, making it one of the most notorious castles in England. Moving to Ireland itself, while there aren't as many globally famous castles as in England, Ireland has its own rich history of fortified structures. However, if we look at nearby regions, we can find some fascinating examples. For instance, Conwy Castle in Wales, built by Edward I in the late 13th century, is a prime example of a concentric castle. This design featured multiple rings of defensive walls, making it highly secure against invaders. In Europe, Château de Chenonceau in France is a stunning example of castle history. Originally built in the 11th century, it was significantly transformed in the 16th century by Diane de Poitiers, who added the famous arched bridge. Later, Catherine de' Medici made it her favorite residence, hosting grand events and even the first-ever fireworks display in France. Bojnic Castle in Slovakia is another gem with a rich history. Starting as a wooden fort in the 12th century, it was gradually replaced with stone and evolved through Gothic and Renaissance styles. King Matthias Corvinus of Hungary was one of its early investors, and later, Count Han Palfi transformed it into a fairy tale castle filled with antiques and artwork. In the Americas, Chapultepec Castle in Mexico City stands out. Built in 1785 as a home for the commander-in-chief of the Spanish colony, it later served as a military academy and even as a royal residence for Emperor Maximilian I. Today, it houses the National Museum of History, educating visitors about Mexico's rich cultural and historical heritage. These castles, each with its unique history and architectural style, offer a glimpse into the lives of royalty, nobility, and the common people who lived and worked within their walls. From their defensive structures to their luxurious interiors, these castles are more than just historical sites. They are living pieces of history that continue to captivate us today.